extraordinary performance from a team that continues to rise in Asia.
Yeah, of course, big news with Indonesia beating Saudi Arabia. Rahi, we've been waiting for Marcelino Ferdinand to show up. I talked about him many videos ago about this youngster's doing big things, and he finally shows up in the game against Saudi Arabia.
You were asking earlier, where are the goals going to come from?
Yeah.
Who's going to be the goal scorer for this team? Is it going to be Ragnar or Atmangon? Is it going to be Stroik? But we forgot. We almost forgot. I almost forgot about the wonder kid himself. 21 years old. I mean, this was his moment. He's done it again and again for Indonesia. Struggled a bit domestically with Oxford at the moment, but he comes, and what a big moment. What incredible goals. I mean, the first one's insane. The second one, the composure, the run. But beyond that, he was all over the field doing everything. And I just love his little celebration after the goal, takes a seat, exhales, and reminds everyone in Indonesia he is the wonder kid, Roy. What a performance by a remarkable player.
He ain't even 21 yet. He's only 20. Only 20, so he still qualifies for the under 21 discount. But Roy, yeah, go ahead.
Amazing. Indonesians, you should be excited about this guy. You should be very excited about this guy. When was the last time there was a young, super exciting prospect on the Indonesian national team? I'd love to hear it in the comments. But this guy seems to be a superstar in the making. The first goal was so extraordinary. If you watch it back again, he had to curve that ball not only to the far post, but between like 6 Saudi Arabian players standing between him and that spot in the goal. It was unbelievable the way he was able to lace it perfectly in there. I like the guy, man. He's been quiet over the past few months. Let's be real. He's been kind of quiet for Oxford as well. But he stepped up, and I hope this is the first massive step of many, because he was, man, what a hero.
The composure, I mean, the finish, even the first goal, the feint, then the shot, the second goal, the delicate little chip. Spicy. I mean, that's class. That's class, my friends.
Spicy, man. Let's not forget, keep in mind, this Indonesian team, even though they've upped the level of talent by naturalizing players, by getting them on the national team, by doing this huge worldwide scouting effort, still no one seems to be giving credit to the man who's putting it all together. The man who is taking this group of players who have never played with each other before, who are all new to this team, this complete restructure, and making it work, making them motivated, excited, getting them to play that super high tempo attacking soccer. It's Mr. Shin Tae-yong, the Korean coach. He's done an extraordinary job in this game particularly, but in general, to take a team of guys who haven't played together over the past years and do what he's doing, and some credit.
He outcoached Hervé Renard in this game,
which is another incredible feat. Unbelievable.
Yo guys, Marcelino Ferdinand mendunia setelah memborong 2-0 gol terhadap kontra Arab Saudi. Ya, golnya disebut-sebut menjadi salah satu gol terindah kualifikasi Piala Dunia 2026 mendatang di zona Asia. Marcelino Ferdinand kembali dibahas oleh pandit-pandit luar negeri yang mengatakan pria 21 tahun ini begitu berbahaya dan menjadi salah satu pemain terbakat di masa depan nantinya. Dengan umur yang masih muda, dia mampu memberikan sebuah permainan epik bagi timnya skuad Garuda. Pandit luar negeri banyak yang memuji Marcelino Ferdinand, begitu juga dengan STY. Tapi di dalam negeri, Sintayong dan Marcelino Ferdinand biasa. Banyak yang memuji, tapi banyak juga yang memaki. Seperti apa tanggapan dari media-media dan pandit luar negeri berikut.
For Australia, and the reason this result was so important after Japan did defeat China, we'll key in on that in a second, is because of the result of the Indonesia-Saudi Arabia match. Indonesia has finally gotten their first victory in this tournament, and my goodness, was it in stunning fashion as Marcelino Ferdinand, the magnificent Marcelino, with a brace in this game at home, shutting down Hervé Renard's Saudi Arabia squad and defeating Saudi Arabia specifically for the first time in Indonesia's history. This is history right here, with a massive 3 points that now puts them in third place and gives them that momentum momentum, gives them that moment that I think they've been chasing for a while now.
Exactly. This is their first victory in World Cup qualifying campaign for 2026. It's deserved. They've gotten very close several times throughout these last couple months. They finally get it. We saw in that first fixture against Saudi Arabia that Indonesia probably should have won that match. So I was very excited to see that they were now going to act as hosts to this very, very weak and confused Saudi side. And from the moment go in this match, you could tell Indonesia were ready for this game. They immediately attacked Saudi Arabia. They were able to create a couple of chances. Saudi Arabia actually settled it down, though. They got on the ball. They actually imposed themselves against Indonesia and made them defend as well. But then Ferdinand showed up. He shows up big, gets the ball in the box, little pump fake,
nice
and then
fake.
Drills it. A beautiful fake. Indonesia go up 1-0. It's absolute scenes.
It's scenes, dude. And that's what makes me happy, because we've been seeing the atmospheres that they can provide for this team, but they've had to settle for draws or a couple losses, especially after the game we saw against Japan as well, happening at home. To give them this performance, I think, was fitting. And then Ferdinand, I mean, swagged out, man, feeling himself with that kudu celebration after the second goal with the beautiful chip shot improvisation over the goalkeeper to give them the 2-0 lead. Goes and sits down on the chair. I love moments like that. And Indonesia was just, it was a party, bro. It was a party as they get 3 massive points here. And for Saudi Arabia, man, I mean, I want to come and ask you the question. Do you think Hervé Renard can save this team?
No. And that's the thing. When I saw that Renard got called back to be coach of Saudi Arabia, let's remember he was the coach for the entire 2022 campaign. So it makes sense that they go back to a guy who was probably in charge of one of the most successful Saudi Arabian teams of all time. It makes sense. But we were saying this since the Asian Cup in January. It's not even Mancini's fault that he couldn't succeed with this team. The players just simply don't have the talent anymore, man. They boast the worst offense out of all 18 teams in Asian World Cup qualifying. They only have 3 goals, man.
Right.
They only have 3
goals. 3 in
goals.
6 games?
It's pathetic,
They used to score that many in one match back in 2018.
Exactly,
dude.
man. Exactly.
God.
That's why I have no faith in this side, and no disrespect to Renard, but he's given an impossible task here. Like, honestly, they actually played a little bit better today compared to the Mancini games that we saw in September and October. But it's not enough, man. The players just don't have it anymore. And just the young players, we've talked about this for the last couple of months, the young players that are here simply just don't have that same magic, that same intensity, that same fluidity of Saudi Arabian players of the past.
Oh, completely agree, dude. I think it'll be a win if they're able to make it any of that 3rd or 4th qualification spot, given the state of this team offensively. For Indonesia, man, things are going to get very exciting because, yes, this group is crazy overall, but we do have a big Indonesian contingent that watches this show. Their next 2 matches, Australia and Bahrain. Dude, this is it. Like, this is it right here. And especially that Bahrain match specifically, man, is shaping up to be an absolute thriller with Indonesia hosting that match. It's going to get crazy, bro. It's going to get crazy as Indonesia sits in 3rd place now, Saudi Arabia in 4th.
Satu tentang Indonesia yang baru-baru ini mencipta sejarah. Indonesia adalah satu-satunya wakil Asia Tenggara di peringkat pusingan ketiga kelayakan Piala Dunia, the final stage. Dan baru-baru ini mereka mencipta sejarah sebagai pasukan dengan pencapaian terbaik di pusingan ketiga kelayakan Piala Dunia dalam sejarah bola sepak Asia Tenggara. Sebelum ini aku rasa Vietnam pernah ke third round, Thailand pernah ke third round, tetapi Indonesia dah collect 6 point, which
lebih
is
daripada mereka.
The best achievement, menewaskan rekod yang dicapai oleh Thailand dan juga Vietnam. Indonesia, window kali ini, mereka tewas di tangan Jepun, dan kemudiannya Indonesia menewaskan Arab Saudi 2-0.
Saudi Arabia kan?
Dengan 2 jaringan daripada bintang muda Marcelino Ferdinand. Di mana kita nak mula, Aiman?
Kita breeze through Jepun.
Yes.
Yang mana aku merasakan sebelum mereka bolos gol pertama itu sepatutnya dah boleh 2-0 di depan. Tapi ia membawakan satu aura dan juga yang membawa jadi satu teaser kepada perlawanan selepas itu, iaitu lawan dengan Arab Saudi, yang mana aku tak tahu Arab Saudi dia tengah ada masalah ke apa ke, ataupun Indonesia memang dah lain macam. Dia boleh jadi antara dua ataupun kedua-duanya sekali.
Let's talk about Jepun sedikit. Perlawanan Jepun ni aku tak terkejut. Sebab walaupun Indonesia ada pasukan yang terkuat mereka ke apa, nak lawan Jepun ni is not like kau nak lawan any other pasukan di Asia. Aku letakkan macam ni lah Aiman. Aku letakkan Jepun di sini, Jepun di sini, kemudiannya gergasi-gergasi Asia lain di sini.
Termasuk Korea Selatan?
Ya. For me, Japan is no longer just an Asian giant. Aku dan Faiz pernah borak benda ni. Pandangan kami adalah Jepun sekarang ini is a genuine contender untuk menang World Cup. That's how good they are. That's how good this Japanese team is. Ini adalah pasukan Jepun terbaik yang pernah kita nampak dalam sejarah. The strongest Japanese team in the history of the competition. In the history of football. Dan kalau anda tengok pasukan kesebelasan pertama, anda tengok dia orang punya bench pun dah tak masuk akal dah sekarang ni. So it is no surprise yang pasukan Jepun ini menewaskan Indonesia dengan skor sebegitu. That's why aku cakap, lawan Jepun ni jangan expect anything. Kalau dapat mata, kalau dapat cipta kejutan, it's a bonus. Tapi kalau kalah, we pick ourselves and we move on.
Biarkan.
We move on to the next one because it's Japan.
Cumanya mungkin peminat-peminat Indonesia dan aku sendiri yang melihat dari whistle pertama ke whistle terakhir, aku merasakan ada peluang itu jika tidak kerana penjaga gol yang menyelamatkan 2-1 lawan 1. Aku merasakan kalau Indonesia skor dulu, atmosfer pasti sangat-sangat berbeza dan aku merasakan mungkin Indonesia boleh dapat something daripada perlawanan tu.
Nah guys, bagaimana menurut kalian tanggapan video tadi dengan beberapa cuplikan video ya? Ya, namanya juga bola bundar, kadang di atas, kadang di bawah, tidak selalu harus di atas guys ya. Tapi bolehlah sedikit sombong, jangan banyak-banyak ya, karena kalau kita lihat rentetannya, bahwa ranking itu tidak menjadi penentu sebuah tim menang atau kalah ya. Kalau kita lihat rankingnya, Indonesia itu jauh di bawah Arab Saudi. Tapi jika kita mengulur ya, menarik pertandingannya pada leg pertama kemarin di bulan Agustus atau September kalau nggak salah, Indonesia berhasil nahan imbang Arab Saudi 1-1. Bahkan pada saat itu kadang-kadang Indonesia akan tumbang di tangan Arab Saudi, tapi malah menahan imbang. Dan kali ini sebagai tuan rumah, Indonesia memberikan skor 2-0 kepada Arab Saudi. Bahkan media luar itu memprediksi kalau Indonesia itu akan dihabisi Arab Saudi, tapi malah sebaliknya. Yaitulah menamakan bola itu bundar guys. Apakah Indonesia yang ini memang lagi top merkotop? Iya juga, tapi apakah Arab Saudi memang ada masalah federasi? Dan iya juga, iya, karena kita bicara tentang informasi bahwa Federasi Arab Saudi ini sedang ada masalah internal. Di sini kita belajar bahwa gonta-ganti pelatih bukanlah solusi. Kemarin Roberto Mancini sudah dipecat gara-gara tidak berhasil membawa Arab Saudi dalam kemenangan kualifikasi Piala Dunia, langsung dipecat bro ya. Padahal kemarin Roberto Mancini itu dipuja-puji tapi dipecat. Lalu digantikan oleh Harv Renard, tapi tetap juga tidak memperoleh kemenangan. Media Arab Saudi mengatakan bahwa ini adalah kesalahan dari pelatih. Tapi pandit-pandit di sana mengatakan tidak, bahwa pemain-pemain Arab Saudi juga yang memang belakangan cemen ya, tidak bermainnya selalu di bawah perform. Nah, itulah yang dinamakan bola itu bundar guys, tidak selamanya di atas, kadang di bawah. Bagaimana menurut tanggapan kalian ya? Kata pandit tadi bahwa mereka tidak sabar untuk menantikan pertandingan Indonesia versus Bahrain. Nah, satu Indonesia juga nggak sabar ya, bahwa kami tuan rumah siap menyambut Bahrain di tahun depan. Ini akan jadi pertandingan panas dan sengit. Semoga Indonesia bisa menang ya, nggak usah banyak-banyak skornya, pokoknya menang aja ya, membungkam kesombongan Bahrain kemarin ya. Bagaimana menurut kalian? Silahkan berikan komentar. Jangan lupa like dan subscribe. Bye bye.